fans, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Man, oh man, quite the day for relief pictures today. Well, I guess it did come true. Josh Hader going to the Astros. We're going to break that down. But it wasn't just Josh Hader going to the Astros. It was also Robert Stephenson going to the Angels. We're going to break that down. And who could be next on the market? Could it be possibly Kenley Jansen? We'll talk about that. And it was Red Sox winter weekend, and there were some comments made. I'm going to give you my thoughts on those. We're going to break that down. Hold on 1 second, everyone. And how you doing, everyone? Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Happy Friday. Hope everyone is ready for the weekend. I am tired right now. I am tired. I just did about an hour and a half drive. I was visiting my best friend in a couple of towns over, and that's why I'm a little late tonight. I was wanting to do this a little earlier, but hey, what can you do? What can you do? But we are here. We are live, and we're going to be breaking all of this down. Josh Hader heading to the Astros, and Robert Stephenson heading to the Angels. That literally just got announced in the past 30 minutes or so, or about 45 minutes or so. Jolly Olive was on that. Congrats to Jolly Olive. I think that's the first bit of news he's broke. I could be wrong on that. I actually don't know. I can't remember a time he's broken anything. But if that is the first time, congrats. If it is maybe one of several times, well, still, congratulations. But Red Sox winter weekend as well. Hey, Red Sox fans, listen, I don't mean to try and, be Giraffe Nick Robbie over here, okay? That's not my goal. I want to talk about all things baseball. But what can you do? The Red Sox are in the news, and they are a hot topic lately. So we're going to talk about some things that were said at winter weekend. Everyone, thank you for stopping by. The goal for tonight is 200. I'm not expecting a lot of people in here tonight. It's just been really dead lately. It's not been very busy in the baseball world. But if you could help us, the like button is really all I ask for. And the goal, again, is 200 likes. And also, everyone, make sure that bell notification is turned on. Make sure you share the stream. And if you are new, think about subscribing down below. We're talking baseball here pretty much all the time. Sorry, everyone, if I sound like I'm going a little slow. I'm trying to get my notes all prepared here. Okay, we are good to go. And we will get to tonight's sponsor in just a little bit. And one reason it has been slow lately, I think most people, with the offseason moving slow, people are kind of tuning out a little bit. They're starting to focus on all the football going on. We got some football this coming weekend. That'll tie into tonight's sponsor as well. And so without further ado, let's get this going. Let's get this going. And obviously the big news on the day, Josh Hader heading to the Astros. Listen, last night, yeah, I'll say it. I'm thinking, okay, this has got to be like leverage or something, man. This has got to be, I don't know, man. This isn't really an Astros kind of a move, because really they don't make these kind of moves. It's not really, yeah, like they've signed relievers. They've signed players before, obviously, but not one like this, right? They what they have been doing over the past several years is, locking up their own guys to contracts, right? Altuve, Bregman, they got to do that with Kyle Tucker next, right? So that's really been their style. It's not really something that they've, done. Verlander, that was a little different, right? So like other than, when it comes to star players on the market, it's never really been their bread and butter. So overall, as for the move itself, it is a 5-year, $95 million deal. And actually, we will go to baseballtradevalues.com. And, one thing we had seen with Josh Hader is that he was looking for a record deal. And I swear I showed this like a million times. I think I showed this like a million times. And if we go take a look at baseball trade values, we actually do have, of course, I got to sign in. Here we go. But Edwin Diaz, as of right now, Edwin Diaz has a 5-year, $102 million contract, which is the record. So Hader not quite reaching that. And I feel like that is what I was saying all along. I was saying I think he's probably going to get close to it, possible, but I just didn't see him getting the Edwin Diaz contract because, quite frankly, Edwin Diaz, I think, was just a little bit ahead of Hader when it came to the performance. And so with Hader, it's going to be the 19 per year over the 5 years, while Edwin Diaz is getting an AAV a little over 20. This isn't any knock on Hader here. I'm just saying that was a story, is that they were looking for the record money. And at the end of the day, he just came up a little short. But this is what Baseball Trade Values was projecting for Josh Hader. For 5 years, they were looking at $89.5 million. This was, in my opinion, I thought a pretty healthy range for him. And, he got a little bit more than that. And that's what a good agent will do. They will try to get a bit more than what they're probably projected for. So right in line with what BTV was projecting, and right where I thought he was going to be with his contract. As for the Houston Astros, I mean, what else is there to say? You're landing one of, if not the best closers in the game. And we talked about the Astros bullpen last night. Overall, they were 18th in Fangraph WAR on the year, and they definitely had their struggles down the stretch. Rafael Montero didn't fully help towards that cause. So if you can get Montero back on track here, get him back to what he was doing a couple of years ago, and now Presley is going to be a setup guy, Abreu. I mean, this is like locked down. Imagine if you have Montero doing what he was doing back in 2022. I mean, you could have your starter go 5 innings. Montero for the 6th, Abreu for the 7th, Presley for the 8th, Hader for the 9th. I mean, that is insane. And this comes at a great time because Kendall Graveman, he's going to be missing a lot of time. Hector Neris going elsewhere. This is fantastic for the Astros. And you know what? And I was saying a second ago, for the Astros, it's not very often we see them make these splashes in free agency. They have made, some here and there, maybe not to this level exactly, but I like that when they decided to make a splash, they made it at the right, most opportune time, right? Graveman going on the IL, Neris hitting free agency. And this is what you do, right? And this is where I think usually free agents, again, you never know with the free agents, right? But I feel like when you sign a free agent that you need at the right time, I feel like they tend to work out more often than not, right? This was perfectly timed. Such a good move from the Astros. So, we heard all along for the offseason. We heard the Rangers, right? Go back before the season even ended. People were saying that the Angels were going to be, high bidders for Josh Hader. I thought that could have been a good spot for him. I never thought the Astros. I really didn't think there was going to be any. Never even thought of them even in the conversation because it's just not really something they ever do. And here they are. I'd love to see, maybe there is a story out there. I just haven't seen it yet. But I'd love to know, like, how often this offseason were they in the conversation? Was this something that developed recently? Were they keeping tabs? Supposedly, they were interested in a relief pitcher at the trade deadline on the Padres. Could that have been Hader? Probably. We don't know exactly. Maybe we do end up finding that out. So, but with Hader, at the end of the day, it's funny because a lot of people had him penciled going to the Rangers, but this is why you use pencil, right? You can erase it. But, hey, he went to Texas. He just didn't go to the right team. I thought Rangers. I thought that was a slam dunk. But in the end, hey, things happen. Things change. Dominoes fall. Graveman heads to the IL. Neris heading elsewhere, and there you go. Right? So, overall, great move for the Houston Astros. And, hey, the Astros, they're not going anywhere, everyone. They're not going anywhere. Hey, sure, lost Game 7 to the Rangers this past postseason, but they're going to be back. They are. They're going to be right there right there for the division again. If it ends up not being the division, whatever, wild card, they're going to be in that hunt. And why couldn't we see them back in the American League Championship again? Lineup still looks great. Still looks fantastic, top to bottom. Starting pitching, fine. I'm okay with it. They had their bumps last year. Javier had his ups and downs. Framber Valdez was inconsistent last year. Hunter Brown, looks like he's still getting himself together a little bit. Urquidy is like, Could they end up adding something in free agency? Maybe. Maybe they add something else, maybe like a back-end kind of a guy. Someone like, maybe like a Michael Lorenzen, or maybe even like a Mike Clevinger, like a profile like that, right? Like a back-end kind of a guy that can give them some innings. So I'd be on the lookout. Maybe the Astros do something there. But this is going to be, once again, a very competitive team. What can you do? The Astros, they're not going anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. They're not going anywhere. But we also had another AL West team sign one of the highly touted relievers out there. And this was actually broken not too long ago for Mr. Jolly Olive. Jack, again, if this is Jolly Olive's first breaking news, I don't know. I actually don't know if he has broken anything before. But whatever, if it is the first time, hey, it's cool to see a YouTuber like me, way better than me, but it's cool to see, one of the dudes getting a story out there. Hey, that's the perks of, working for John Boy Media. You meet some people, you hear some things, and there you go. But he was hearing it around a little bit before 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 3-year deal, $30 million. There is an option. And so also John Heyman was hearing it as well. John Heyman, he did report it, did not give credit to Jolly Olive. John Heyman, come on, give the credit, my friend. But as for Robert Stephenson himself, coming into this offseason, obviously this was someone that I saw. But then as the offseason went on, I'm like, Robert Stephenson, this is a guy I probably should have talked about a little bit more. Because really, when you look at the numbers with him, he's very good. 30 years old, 60 games last year, 52 and a third innings pitched, an ERA of 3.10, the FIP at 3.22, F-WAR just under 1. Now, yeah, the year prior, he had some time with a couple of different teams back in 2022. Rockies, and then he went to the Pirates, then he was with the Pirates, and then he went to the Rays. He wasn't doing very hot with the Pirates this year. ERA and the FIP were in the 5s, went over to the Rays, and all of a sudden they just got this guy completely back on track. My goodness. Look at the numbers that he was putting up here. 14 strikeouts per 9, under 2 walks per 9, a little over a home run per 9. Guys got great stuff. If we go take a look at the advanced numbers, a lot of reds here, faded out because not fully qualified, but over the 52 and a third innings pitched, a lot of reds, a little low when it came to the barrels, but whatever. Robert Stephenson, man, this guy was on another level with Tampa Bay last year. And taking a look at when it comes to the stuff plus, Robert Stephenson has one of the best sliders in the game among qualified relief pitchers. 13th overall at 139. I mean, that's not bad if you ask me. When you look at the overall stuff plus, he's at a 116, and that ranks 36 overall, or last year it ranked 36 overall. So you're getting a guy with really good stuff. And for the Angels, this is something they need. Listen, I've had Angels fans even say to me, Robbie, like, what's your deal with Carlos Estevez? Why are you hating on Carlos Estevez? It's like, I don't know. Like, I look at Carlos Estevez, and I'm like, it's fine. It's okay. He's all right. He's got some good stuff, but when I'm looking at the numbers, I'm looking at an ERA close to 4. The FIP is close to 4. He walks a lot of guys. I don't know. If I'm really looking to compete, I understand 31 saves last year, but is this the best you could do? Is this the best option you could have at closer? I don't know. So, what does that mean for the closer position moving forward? Is Carlos Estevez going to stay the closer? Will Robert Stephenson maybe impress some people, and maybe he already has impressed people enough with the Angels? Maybe he ends up being the closer. Either way, right now at least, based off of the numbers, and one other thing to mention, the Rays really got something working with him. Can the Angels do the same thing? Remember what we had with Tyler Anderson, right? Tyler Anderson went to the Dodgers, did really well. Then he went to the Angels, and then he just fell apart. So, nothing against Robert Stephenson, but remember, we did see Tyler Anderson have a lot of success before going to the Angels, and then here we are, ERA in the 5s this past year. I mean, look at the season that he had with the Dodgers. ERA at 2.57, the FIP at a 3.31, and he fell apart with the Angels. So I don't know. Could the same thing happen with Robert Stephenson? I hope not. I mean, for the Angels' sake, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But there is potential with this bullpen as of right now. And, hey, I'm looking at Ben Joyce right there. I really want to see what Ben Joyce can do. My goodness. Guy's just got, just jet fuel for an arm. I mean, my goodness. Just pumping gas. But you got him in there. You got Stephenson and Estevez at the back. Soriano was decent last year. You got potential here. But are the Angels done? Could the Angels maybe add something else? Well, who could they add, Robbie? Who could they add? Well, now that Hader's off the board, now that Stephenson's off the board, we can also go look at the rest of the free agents that are left. But when we're looking at the rest of the relievers on the board, you got to roll this Chapman. You got David Robertson. You got Red Sox legend Ryan Brazier. You do got Neris. That's something. That's an okay one. You got Mayton, right? You got Alexander, Matt Moore. But these guys are, maybe at this point, I don't think Chapman's a closer anymore. I think we can all agree Aroldis Chapman is not a closer. Probably more of just a lefty weapon out of the bullpen at this point. And he's no matter what, he's going to give you a heart attack, and you pray to the heavens that he gets through it. Or could there be another option out there? Could there maybe be Kenley Jansen, right? Kenley Jansen, another solid season last year, 51 games, 44 and 2/3 innings pitched, ERA at a 3.63, FIP right around the same, saved 29 games. It's actually the first season where he had under 30 saves, minus the 2020 season, for the first time since 2013. That is a long time. It's a long time. But either way, with Kenley Jansen, you're still getting a solid guy. Yeah, he's going to be going into his age 36 season, so he's not getting any younger. But with Kenley Jansen, I still think a guy like him with just the veteran leadership that he has, I still think he can be very valuable to a lot of teams out there. So could a team like the Angels still, make some sense? You could have Estevez, Stephenson more as setup guys, right? Soriano and Joyce can go more into those middle relief spots, all right? And then Jansen can be your closer. So we'll have to wait and see. But Kenley Jansen, I would imagine you're going to see the market start moving. The Red Sox, they do want to move him. He's making $16 million this coming year. We'll talk about the Red Sox here in a second because I have a lot to say on my Red Sox. Not Giraffe Neck Robbie here, but I do got some thoughts. But the Red Sox are trying to move some payroll, even if they have to eat a little bit of Kenley Jansen's contract. Still, they're going to be looking to move it. All reports are suggesting that they are looking to get rid of that salary. When it comes to Kenley Jansen, if we were to do a trade with the Angels, all right now with Kenley, you are looking at a slightly underwater contract as of right now. Baseball trade values, they're looking at negative $2.1 million. Again, it's not valuing the player. It's valuing everything. The money they make, the years of control, the age, injury history, But still, people they don't want to hear it. They just block their ears and they just think, nope, I hate this website. But Kenley Jansen, you're probably, if you want something back in return, most likely you're going to have to eat some of that contract. Last year, he was only worth $8 million. And he's going to be making 16, and he made $16 million last year. So, what are you really looking at for this coming year, right? So I would imagine the Red Sox maybe have to eat around, I don't know, let's say maybe $5 million of it, maybe like 4 to 5. And if they ate, let's just say $4 million. Let's say they ate $4 million, and let's say you sent that over, right? So, the Red Sox could maybe get back like a lower level prospect. And I think when it comes to the Angels farm system, you could probably find a match here at the end of the day, right? And another thing that the Red Sox you could do is if they really wanted to clear out some more, right? Maybe you could attach Rob Refsnyder to this deal, and that would increase the value just a smidge, especially if the Red Sox want to sign Adam Duvall or bring back Adam Duvall or Justin Turner. Especially Duvall, if you bring him back, you're going to have a lot of outfielders at that point. So, where does Refsnyder even fit? And the Angels, they have been looking, or they've also been tied to Adam Duvall. We got the bidding war of the century between the Angels and the Red Sox. So if they end up losing out on Duvall, they could turn to the Red Sox, get a package of Jansen and Refsnyder. There's an outfielder that can play all three positions. It's a right-handed bat. He could pair up with Mickey Moniak. So, maybe that could be a fit. And, for the Angels, one idea I ended up coming up with, and I'm kind of connecting dots a little bit. Now, I'm still holding out. I'll talk about the Red Sox here in a second, but I am still holding out hope that they can make a trade. Anyway, I'll get to the comments in a second. But I'm wondering, is a trade going to be more likely at this point? And, one guy the Red Sox have is Ceddanne Rafaela, who could be a trade piece. If you use Rafaela in a trade, could you maybe get back another very athletic outfielder who's also good in the field, who had a decent season with the bat last year, in Jordan Adams? You do Kenley Jansen, Rob Refsnyder for Jordan Adams. I don't know, something like that. Either way, I think the Angels and the Red Sox, they could match up there if the Angels want to continue to improve that bullpen. Going back to the Dodgers also makes some sense here. Definitely makes some sense, right? Because you did just lose Red Sox legend Ryan Brazier. So you still got Evan Phillips back there. Maybe they could share the duties. I'm not quite sure how you do it, but you could maybe see the Dodgers. It seems like they've been looking to add something for the bullpen. Maybe the Texas Rangers. That's a team that's still in win now mode. Jose Leclerc and Kenley. You could probably share that between those two. The Phillies. I still think the Phillies could make some sense. Jose Alvarado is slated to be the closer as of right now. But do you see him more as like a setup guy? I could see Kenley with the Phillies. I think that could make some sense. But either way, there is definitely going to be some movement on Kenley Jansen. At least I think you could see his name pop up. Or could he just end up staying with the Red Sox? Maybe. Maybe these teams, I don't know. Maybe they don't, I don't know. Maybe they're not really fully interested in Jansen, or it's really going to also come down to, at least I think, I would be surprised if a team just took on his entire salary. I would think the Red Sox would have to send a little bit. So maybe it could come down to the dollars, right? How much a team wants the Red Sox to eat of that salary. So we'll have to wait and see. But definitely look out for Jansen over the next week or so. I think you can definitely see that. Now, before I do get to the next story, I do just want to go over tonight's sponsor, and that is BetUS. And hey, we got some football this weekend, everyone. I know this is a baseball channel, but hey, we got the Bucks, we got the Lions, I'm going blank on the other ones. We got the Packers. Who are the Packers going up against? As you can tell, I'm not really fully a football guy. Who are the Packers going up against again? I know the Chiefs and the Bills. Packers and my goodness. The 49ers. That, goodness gracious, that was driving me nuts. So, hey, we got some ball this coming weekend. And as you can see here, just scrolling through, look at all the different ways you can place a bet on money line. I mean, it's infinite. You could do so many different ones. It's unbelievable how many different props that they have. You could even do live betting if you do miss out. You could jump in during the games tomorrow. You can go into the casinos. You can do the race books. They're always got promotions going on. It's not just football. It's basketball. It's hockey. There's even off-season stuff with baseball right now. We were looking at these last night, and we even got, where, or who, the division winners could be next year, right? You got American League winners. You got the World Series winner. Come on. You can do the MVPs, Rookie of the Year, Cy Young, stat leaders. Goodness gracious. They got it all on BetUS. Please make sure, though, when you do click the link in the description down below, that does give you a 125% bonus. Please make sure you play responsibly. That is the most important thing at the end of the day. But you definitely want to take advantage, especially with football this coming weekend. Hey, the NFL playoffs are only once a year, everyone. Only once a year, so you might as well go try it now. But again, play responsibly. So here we go, everyone. Let's get to the last story. And I want to make sure I got quotes pulled up. We got the Red Sox winter weekend. That has now become almost a lot of boos. Let's just say that over the last couple of years. Red Sox fans have not been happy at Red Sox winter weekend the last two off seasons. But it's almost turned into ooh, what's going to happen here? What is going to occur at the opening ceremonies for Red Sox winter weekend? Remember, you had John Henry, you had Chaim Bloom, you had the ownership on the stage last year. They were getting booed out the building. Chaim Bloom was trying everything he could to tell the fans, listen, we feel good about this team. We feel strongly about this team, but no one wanted to hear it. You had the boo birds at full effect last year, and it was definitely more of the same. Definitely more of the same for this weekend. And we had quite the quotes. And the biggest one that came out of Red Sox winter weekend, or today at least, was that Sam Kennedy, the president, says the payroll will be lower than it was last year. Well, according to my calculations, according to my extensive research, reading tweets, The Red Sox payroll last year was right around 225, right? So right now, the Red Sox payroll is around 201, 202 million. So if it's going to be lower, how much lower is a big question. How much lower? We don't know. Could that be 224, 223, 220? I don't know. Where is that line going to be? Don't know. But it's going to be lower. So the question is, if you only, let's say it's 220. Let's say 220. All right. And if you're already at roughly around 200, well, you got around 20 million to play with. Well, what are you going to do with that? I mean, what are you going to get with that? You're going to get a couple Fenway Franks? Those are pretty expensive. I mean, you're not going to get anything with that. Listen, I'm not trying to be Draft Nick Robbie here, but, like, what are we doing? What is happening? What are we doing? I don't know. Like, let's get into the quotes before I start giving my feelings. We had a few from Sam Kennedy, right? He said, the booze, the anger, the hate we see on social media, we get it. Our job is to turn things around to make you proud. We want to turn the booze into applause. You have our word. We will do everything that we can to be better. And it starts in 2024. Then where the heck is Jordan Montgomery, Sam Kennedy? Where is he? Where is the Jordan Montgomery jerseys? Where is it? Where is it? Clearly, we need something for the rotation. You're doing everything you can. Well, what is everything you can? What does that even mean? I know you're investing over like $1 billion to renovate Fenway around the ballpark. Is that why? Is that what it is? What are you doing? I know you want to put out some flashy office buildings right along Fenway and right around the area. I know you want to make it like this luxurious experience, right? And that's what Tom Warner said. Someone said, well, the ticket prices are high. Well, we're trying to sell the experience. Listen, don't get me wrong. I love going to Fenway Park. I absolutely love it. I think it's great. When I go to Fenway Park, I feel like I'm like 10 years old. It's amazing. There is something about Fenway. When you walk into that ballpark, you're like, ooh, this is pretty cool, right? This is a cool ballpark. I say to everyone, if you're ever going to Fenway to see a game, always take the tour. The tour is great. I do love the tour. It's only $20. That's a steal. I mean, man, that is a great deal if you ask me. But you're doing everything you can to be better. Last time I checked, the CBT is 237. You're at 201.8 right now on the payroll. You can't sign Jordan Montgomery for the next few years. I understand maybe your next core of Marcelo Meyer, Roman Anthony, Kyle Teal. You could even throw Vaughn Grissom into that mix now. Maybe they're not fully ready, but you have talent on this team. If you add a couple of pieces, this team can absolutely be in the hunt for a wild card. I can see people rolling their eyes now. I don't care. You can absolutely be in the wild card hunt if you add something to this team. A couple of pieces. Jordan Montgomery is a start. A guy that's stable, going to give you consistent innings. He's a workhorse kind of a guy, throws a lot of strikes. Maybe he doesn't have the best stuff out there, but he's going to be a guy that is going to be right there in your rotation, and he's going to be solid for you. Sign him to a 5-year deal. His wife is already in Boston, for crying out loud. He's right there, and I'm going to say this for the people at home. I already know for a fact. I was told, a little birdie told me, I'm not going to break anything like Jolly Olive out there, but I have been told that Jordan Montgomery is interested in going to the Red Sox. He would like to go to the Red Sox. He is still very well open to going to the Red Sox. I was even told that he had an offer from another team and he went back to the Red Sox to see if they would top it. That's what I was told. Could that be accurate? I don't know. But his wife is in Boston, so that could be very well true if you ask me. He's right there. Why don't you sign him? Here's my thing, right? And Craig Breslow talked about this tonight too. He said, quote, he doesn't think they're years away, but they really think they could get a lot out of the pitching they have right now, especially within their system. But you don't have a lot of pitching in your system. Why not go and get a guy that's going to be solid for you? Just won a freaking World Series, for crying out loud. So if you want to talk about adding a veteran guy that's going to be good for the young players that you have on the team, seems like a stand-up guy if you ask me. Why don't you go bring in someone like that who's a winner, is durable, is going to be good for the young guys, good for the clubhouse? Why aren't you going the extra mile to bring in someone like that who can help you over the next few years while you develop the pitching in your system? Why can't you do that? Why? Because you want to build an office building outside of Fenway Park? Because you want to make some nice designs on the street on Lansdowne? Because you want to make it pretty? Is that why? It drives me nuts, especially, it's different, right? If they're the freaking Mets and they have a payroll of like $300 million, right? That's one thing. You have a payroll of 201.8. You are, according to my math, right around $35 million under the CBT. Are you freaking kidding me? Get out of here, man. John Henry, you freaking schmuck. What are you doing? John Henry, you need to get your act together, my friend. I understand. You're a very successful man. I get it. You're probably sitting in your amazing, luxurious mansion right now with your silk pajamas, eating some filet mignon right now. I love me some filet mignon. I'm just going to say that right there. So if you are eating that, good for you because it's delicious. But freaking A, can you freaking start giving a little bit more care towards the Red Sox? Those players put you on the map, John Henry. They did that for you over the years. Start caring a little bit more, my friend. Start caring a little bit more. Goodness gracious. Take the silk pajamas off, put on the suit, and go get Jordan Montgomery. That's all I ask. What is wrong with that? I don't understand. Anyway, Tom Werner. Oh, my God. And this quote, too. This quote, too, from Tom Werner. The prize doesn't go to the highest payroll at the end of the year. One more time. The prize doesn't go to the highest payroll at the end of the year. Yes, Tom. Yes. We know. We know. Go ask the Astros. They've made it to like 62 straight American League Championship Series. They don't have the highest payroll, right? You are right. But when you have a payroll $35 million under the CBT and you don't have pitching in your organization, don't sit here and tell me that you can't add someone. And Sam Kennedy is sitting here. And don't be wrong, I know Sam Kennedy likes the Red Sox. He's loved the Red Sox. Grew up a Sox fan. Like, listen, I honestly think Sam Kennedy cares. But when he's saying we will do everything that we can to be better, Sam Kennedy, can you please, like, this is one thing about Larry Lucchino that I miss about the Red Sox, and thank you to Jared Carabas for kind of like reminding me of this. Larry Lucchino was a guy who made things happen behind the scenes. He was like the bulldog behind the scenes among that ownership group. He was the one that put his foot down and said, we need to go get this guy, right? And he's not there anymore. And now it's Sam Kennedy. So Sam Kennedy, holy crap, dude. Start saying something, man. Goodness gracious. Put the big boy pants on and go freaking say something. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm sorry to make this a rant about my Red Sox, but it's like I'm hearing these quotes and I'm hearing this crap. Just go freaking sign a guy that would like to come play for you, from what I was told would like to come play for you, while his wife is in Boston, for crying out loud. He literally is giving you every chance. Go sign the guy. I don't care if you bring back Turner or Duvall, but like, go get him. It just blows my mind. Like, what is even happening? Alex Cora, this is one thing, Cora, I do agree with Alex Cora on. He said that they he feels like they have a talented team, doesn't care what others say. He likes where the players are at, but talk is cheap. I agree. Yes, I agree with that. But I do think the Red Sox are a better team as of right now. They have made some good moves this offseason, but good is good. Good is not great. You can make some good moves. You can clear out the Chris Sale salary. You can maybe make a couple under-the-radar moves, bringing in someone like Tyler O'Neill, Vaughn Grissom bringing him back, even someone like Isaiah Campbell, who could be big in the bullpen at one point, making a couple other moves, getting rid of Verdugo, bringing in Richard Fitz. Like that. Like, I like these moves they've made, but they're good moves. I need a great move. Give me something over the next few years while Craig does his thing, develops the pitching in the system. Get an arm that is going to help you compete now. You're in this weird window right now. Try to make the best of this window and go do a move that you can do. If your payroll is at 280 right now, okay, that's different. But if you're at 201, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. Eat my shorts if you think I'm just whining. Anyway, what else am I saying here? That's pretty much all I wanted to say. That's what happened at Red Sox winter weekend. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just cranky, man. I just want something to happen. I don't mean to make this all about my Red Sox, but I am a Red Sox fan at the end of the day, and I'm going to give my thoughts. But overall, just kind of recapping the show tonight, fantastic move for the Astros. A very well-timed move, right? Especially after the injury with Graveman. I think that's just fantastic. And the Astros, they are still going to be at the top of the American League. They're not going anywhere, everyone. And hey, for the Angels, I think this could be a great move as well, getting Robert Stephenson. Again, though, we saw what happened. We saw what, my goodness, I'm already going blank. Tyler Anderson, we saw what happened with him. He did fall apart after going to the Angels. Can Robert Stephenson still have some success? We will see. He was struggling with the Pirates, went to the Rays, did well. So after this, though, I would imagine like Kenley Jansen is going to come off the board. And that's another thing, too. Don't even get me started on that, because if you're able to trade Kenley Jansen, that's clearing off salary. So your payroll is even going to be lower at that point. Oh, crying out loud. I need a nap. I need to go to bed. I'm cranky. Everyone, thank you so much for listening to me basically just cry my eyes out on this stream. Not physically, but mentally. And I will probably cry myself to sleep tonight because I hate everything. Everyone, if you can on the way out, hit that like button for me. It is always greatly appreciated if you hit that like for me. It's all I ask. If you can, hit that bell notification. That way you know I go live every single time. Share the show. Subscribe if you are new. And I do think we had a super chat. I think we had a super chat tonight. Did I miss the super chat? Where is it? I thought I saw something pop up. We did have a super chat. I am Versatility, $5 super chat. Breaking news, Boston changes the team name to the Boston Bargain Hunters. We're trying full throttle-ish. I swear, if I keep seeing those two words, I'm going to flip. I'm going to flip out. Go get Jordan Montgomery. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. I just need it. Please. We need something. Anyway, have yourself a great night, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night. Hey, tomorrow, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna get some air tomorrow. I'm gonna go get some fresh air because I need to go do something tomorrow. But I do plan on working on some content tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm gonna upload it tomorrow because it is football, and I feel like most people are gonna be paying attention to the footballs. So I don't know. I might hold off because I just don't think it's going to do very well in the algorithm. But maybe I will. Maybe I'll be like, screw it. I'll upload it. But if you don't see anything tomorrow, again, bell notification, make sure it's turned on. But if you don't see anything tomorrow, I'll be here Sunday. There's going to be all the rumors over this weekend, so we'll be talking about those Sunday night. And who knows, maybe we don't have anything Sunday night, and maybe I won't go live. I don't know. But everyone, thank you so much. I always appreciate you all stopping by, especially listening to me rant about my poor Red Sox. Goodness. Have a great night, everyone, and I'll talk to you next time.